Hello everyone. Well, I will try also to implement these kind of videos to see if also helps to the class that we are taking on Fridays. Okay, so I will review a little bit about the the branding and versus the product. So what's the difference and what is good or what is bad and why these two things are not the same. So first of all, we need to understand that a product is 1,000 products which are exactly the same. And a product satisfies the basic needs, desires, and wants of a consumer. And therefore, the consumer is willing to pay money for that product. That product can be a commodity, can be a good, or can be a service. In the other hand, brand is not the same as a product. Okay, so the branding and the brand of the company, in many cases, it costs much more than the products of the company. In fact, brands are intangible and is part of the financial statements of the company. A company has two kinds of assets: the tangible assets, which is the plants, the cars, the people, and the products. And it has also the intangible assets. And the most important intangible asset is the brand. For example, you can think about Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola brand, it costs billions of dollars. It costs much more than the plants that they have. So the brand can be personal brand, can be a company, and in fact, a brand also has an image, a presence. The most valuable asset is the brand. In our increasing complex world, we face many choices every day. And we have less time to make our choices. That's why we see brands to help us when we need to make decisions. It helps our cognitive of taking decisions. We have fatigue of cognitivity, and that is complex. So we look at brands when we want to make a wise choice. When we decide to buy Mercedes-Benz, it's because we know that it's a very reputable brand with a good customer service and a good quality of cars. So that's why branding is important. As I said, in this complex world, we face many choices with less time to make our choices. So therefore, we see branding or the brand of the company as if it is good or is a bad. It's a good product or it's a bad product because it depends who is the brand. Okay, so we need to talk about the brand elements. So creating a brand according to the Marketing Association definition is to be able to choose a name, a logo, a symbol, a package design, or characteristics that identify a product and distinguish these products from the other products, but above all, who make that product. So brand versus product. So brand and product is not the same. It's two different things. So when we talk about products, so we have commodities, we have services, or we have goods. But also talking about the products, we have 5 levels of the product. So the core benefit level, the generic product level, the expected product level, the augmented product level, and the potential product level. So the core benefit level is the fundamental need or desire or want that the consumer is looking for, and it get that satisfaction. By then is willing to pay money for that product. The generic product is the basic of the product. It's just the minimum, a basic version that contains all those attributes that the consumer is willing to pay for it. The expected product level is what the consumer has agreed with the producer to have the product, what features the product has, and under what conditions. So those attributes. The augmented product level, that is really important because in fact, This is where you can create the point of difference when you have this in the augmented product level. The expected product level most likely is like the point of parity like everyone else. But the augmented product level is when you can create a point of difference. And then you have the level 5, which is the potential product level. And this is like the roadmap of the product, what the feature it will have in the future, and whether if you will have a benefit. So that's important to remember that. So when we're talking about branding and products, it is important to understand the motivations and the desires of the consumers. We call that the psychographic, which is the attitudes or the psychological part of the consumers. So we can segmentate those consumers into the demographic and psychographic to create relevant and appealing images around the products and about our brand that they can recall our brand. So we want this to be memorable, meaningful, likable, and of course, adaptable, transferable, and protectable. There we go. So 5 levels of the product is important to remember that. So the core benefit, the generic product, the expected product, the augmented product, which is the point of difference where you can create it, and the potential product. So I think I'm gonna talk later in another video, but this is a start, and I think that can be a very good video to summarize some of the chapters. So we'll see you Friday.